Well, for more on the migration crisis in Europe, we're joined by Susan Fratzke. She's a policy analyst and program coordinator at the International Program Migration Policy Institute. Welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you.
You were just here last week and we were talking about this exact same issue. Now we have more boats, more people coming over. France and Italy really exchanging this tit for tat, some tensions between the two just before this meeting tomorrow. What's to come of this meeting on Sunday, Susan?
I think it's really unclear. I don't think that we can expect a concrete outcome on Sunday. I think we'll really be waiting until the end of the week to see what's going to happen. There are a number of proposals on the table, but not a lot of specifics about what exactly these proposals mean. We've had France with Macron and Merkel in Germany proposing some sort of system for processing asylum seekers after they arrive within Europe. They've most recently suggested closed centers where the European Union would be processing asylum claims and then distributing them across to other EU member states. And then you've also seen a group led by Sebastian Kurz in Austria suggesting that should actually be pulling people back and keeping them from reaching Europe in the first place and processing their asylum claims outside of Europe. What exactly each of those proposals entails, as I said, it's not clear. There's not a lot of specifics. We'll have to wait until the end of next week, I think, to see for certain.
So Italy is really dealing with a lot. The Prime Minister said the country has faced 650,000 arrivals by sea over the past 4 years, 430,000 asylum requests, and the hosting of 170,000 alleged refugees for a cost of $5.8 billion, 5 billion euros. You know, they're saying that French President Emmanuel Macron is really out of touch. Emmanuel Macron is saying, hey, it's not as bad as it was 2 years ago.
That's absolutely true. I think we have to keep in the back of our minds that, in fact, what we're seeing right now is very much a political crisis, not so much a crisis in terms of numbers regarding what's actually happening this year. The number of people who are arriving in Europe this year is less than half than the number that arrived last year, about 41,000 people who have arrived by sea. Italy, of course, though, is feeling like it's dealt with a lot. It's been the main entry point for about 2 years now. And that's really emerged within domestic politics in Italy and driven the election that they had in March. And so the new Prime Minister, Conte, is really seeing this as and his Interior Minister, Salvini, they're seeing this as a major issue that they need to produce results on.
And so Italy is saying, hey, France, you need to open up your ports and your borders as well, host some people as well. It does seem like it needs to be, the burden needs to be shared right now.
That's what Italy is saying. On the other hand, you, of course, have Germany and Chancellor Angela Merkel, who is facing pressure from her Interior Minister, Horst Seehofer, who is saying, hang on, you know, we, of course, people are arriving in Italy, but most of them are moving on to Germany, and Italy should be taking responsibility for these people. And the Interior Minister has really been putting a lot of pressure on Merkel to try to, in fact, close the German border, and that's really putting her in a difficult situation, particularly when Italy is you know, similarly saying that they don't want to have responsibility for the situation either.
Do you think we might see financial sanctions for the EU countries who do not participate?
That's one thing that's been proposed. Macron had proposed that within the last day or so. It's been on the table before, and that particularly would affect Eastern European countries who have refused to take anyone.
Hungary, Poland, Czech Republic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what happened in the past was that the European Council actually tried to force them to take people with a political vote, and that caused a fracture within, I think, within the EU and a lot of bad feelings. And I doubt that they're going to go that route again for that reason.
All righty, well, we're going to have to leave it there. Susan Fratzke, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.